And it looks like we're about to get underway. It is 3 in the morning where I'm at. So this ought to be interesting. Looks like it is Mario, myself, and I don't know who Mura is. I don't think I've ever actually seen this moderator. But this is the June 4th, 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. UTC 0 AMA special. Maybe this won't even be worth recording. I have no idea. I don't even know what dev is going to be here. A little bit of a shock that Kat was actually reached out and put me in the channel. Yep, I mean, we're at 3:01 already, so it's supposed to be a 30-minute session, as Kat says right there, but questions were submitted yesterday. This all happened very fast, so it was really, really quick. I don't even know if this channel is public from the standpoint of people can see it, but can't type. So nothing was really communicated. There's Cloud. All right, awesome. Nothing was really communicated to us other than, hey, we're going to do it. Anybody interested? Mario said something. I said something. Next thing you know, here we are. So very, very quick. Yes, of course, we do always appreciate Cloud's time. I think the running joke right now is he is 1 for 7 in predicting what's coming to the game, which is hilarious because he's like the key developer. Granted, I think he's said in the past that it's not always up to him what gets put in the game. He tries to steer it a certain direction, but he doesn't make the ultimate decisions. So, I mean, I get that. Mario, feel free to share your questions now. Oh boy. Guess that means I had to go and get my other device so I could copy and paste my questions in. Mario asked the first question, could you give us a sneak peek on the anniversary update? What upcoming feature are you most proud of? Of course, the anniversary update is coming in August. August 13th is the anniversary. That puts us at exactly 4 years. And he went ahead and asked the second question too. Second question is, Titans is a hot topic. Will they be released this year? If so, when can you expect them? I guess Juby's a part of this now too. I just noticed that. So we've got 2 chats going. This is rather interesting how they're doing this. We've got the chat here that I'm recording for the AMA moment, and then we've got the DMs now that are going crazy between Mario and Juby. Yeah, I don't know if there's actually... Yeah, Mario, Taylor, Mura, and Juby. That's it. That's the 4 of us. So, I guess we're waiting for Cloud to answer these 2 questions before we move to the next one. And we'll see. Here we go. Cloud's typing now. Make sure this is actually showing up over on this side. Yes, it is. Perfect. these questions were asked long enough ago that I'm sure Cloud had time to go back and read them. If Cat was smart enough actually and fed them over to him ahead of time. So, got to imagine that was the case. Cloud's not stupid. He would ask. He would say, hey, send me the questions. They'll ask them live, but I want them ahead of time so I can think about it. Maybe not, though. Maybe he asked for them and didn't give them. I mean, this is NetEase. You never know how this is going to go. You just don't know. And if you're listening to this and you're thinking, wow, Taylor's talking really, really quietly, it's because it's 3 a.m. and I'm in a hotel room. I'm exhausted. I didn't land here until midnight. I took a 3-hour nap. The things we do for this game, right? Hi, I'm Taylor Rick, and I'm an Eve Echoes addict, a Discord junkie. All right. Anytime, Cloud. Anytime. All right, we're waiting. Still nothing from Cloud. Yeah, it's noon for Mario, so he's taking a lunch break. How easy is that for him? I'm hoping one of these questions from the other two. I mean, it's not the question I'm going to ask, but boy, I would love to know. With that question too, give me a release date for Titans. Tell me what debris they're taking, and approximately how many capital parts they take to build. Yep. I think for those who are prepping for that kind of thing, that's a big question. But I assume they're going to be monstrous. And I imagine the anniversary update is actually going to be pretty good this year. Every year it's actually pretty good. We all know that the winning part of Echoes is the graphics. The graphics design team is fantastic. And even though for those of you who don't like the looks of the Lucent Moon, they've had that design like since launch. They even had that design for all the Yangzhong stuff before launch. And I don't know. I like the Lucent Moon. It's an odd looking ship. It looks like a monastery on a mountainside. Was just picked up and thrown in space and put some engines on it. But I mean, I don't know. It's different. It's different. So I'm all for that. She's tanky. She's fast. So fun ship. Here we go. Cloud's typing again. We'll see if he actually gives us an answer. guys are telling me to splash some cold water on my face. Stay awake. Hang in there. I'm trying. I don't even know if I'm allowed to record this like this and release it. I don't know why. It's just text. So, and it's text that's going to be shared, instantly. So I don't know why not. I'll do it. They never told me not to. So this will go right up before they have any possible patch notes for this week too. This is a Tuesday morning. So we'll see what they put up for that. This is why this takes 30 minutes. Holy crap. We've got, 6 more questions to go. We're 11 minutes in. We've asked 2 questions out of 8. And answer 1. Maybe new PvEs, materials, and using materials and ISK to upgrade ship defense. Okay, so that's the sneak peek anniversary update and the feature he's most proud of. New PvE, okay, that's good. New materials, that's always a given when you have a new ship release. Something like Titan, I knew there'd be new materials for it. And ISK to upgrade ship defense, that's interesting. Question 2, TBT. If it is released, Fortizar and Keepstar will definitely be released first. Yeah. So that's him being cagey. Titan's not going to... this is hilarious. You only get 2 questions, but he's going to ask a follow-up question. Go, Mario, go. He asks, interesting, so Titans are not going to be released this year. I was told not before August. Yeah. He's being cagey about it. He does not want to crash debris markets or cause them to go crazy, inflated. But yes, we knew Fortizars and Keepstars were coming. Keepstars are going to be what your T4 Citadel is now, upgraded to a T5. Fortizar is probably a secondary structure that they'll do for... Man, I know the Fortizar is more of an actual Citadel that has fighters and stuff. So I'm not sure how they'll bring the Fortizar into the play when it comes to Titans, but interesting that we're gonna get both. You'll have to have the Keepstar to build a Titan. That much I'm 99% sure on that. Let's see who gets to ask their question next. Hopefully that's me. All right, we got an all right, thanks. I got half of mine to my showcase. That's funny. All right, copy both of these and go and paste them. If I can find the channel. Yeah, I'm awake. Ask me if I'm awake. That's funny. June special. And paste. Question 1, question 2. My first question is, are there plans for ammunition this year? And if so, are true bombs included? I mean, real bombs have been something we've been talking about since the game launched, because we could see it in the progression of the tiers that bombs were unlocked at T7, whatever that is, T8, somewhere in there. But what they're really talking about up at that point and up till now as well isn't even pulse bombs. They're talking about torpedoes. When they say the word bombs, they're talking about torpedoes so far in the game. But they have alluded that real bombs were coming multiple times, which would mean ammunition. It would have to be. There would have to be I don't know. To me, the two would have to go hand in hand. So Cloud actually responded to Mario now and says, we are about to release a comprehensive update for the underlying code of the app, which will improve performance, but may also contain many bugs. So this first big patch they did about a month or so ago, that kind of changed some of the underlying code, that kind of cleaned things up. And really the game's been running phenomenal. We had this huge battle in Bazi 2 days ago, and everything was running super smooth. No issues at all. So, well, I wouldn't say no issues, but I would say issues you would expect there to be when there's 900 people on grid, plus 900 people. Yeah, planning of large-scale content. Yep. Makes sense. So I guess what that means is some of those initial continuing changes to the code to optimize it, to clean it up, could delay Titans a little bit. Nice try, Mario. Mario saying performance upgrades are always welcome. Maybe release it to the Fulmination first so we can help test. Yeah, Fulmination doesn't work that way. They don't do that. I would love for them to do that, but they don't. My second question is, are there any plans for repackaging or pulling compilers out of implants, maybe in the same way you just introduced for nanocores? That was my second question. So both of mine, I did put up an ask in the Echoes of New Eden Discord that if anybody had questions, post them up. If I use one, I'll give away Duo Omega. Unfortunately, those two questions are kind of the ones running around in my head, and nobody really asked those two, not specifically like that. So I didn't peg anybody for Duo Omega. So we'll have to do something later today for that. Give away two. Well, I give away one actually because there was someone who won one 4 weeks ago and still hasn't received it. So I just have to submit that this week, and then award another one and submit that. We'll see how that goes. That's another thing they need to change. How they actually handle those, who handles those, how they get awarded, notification in your email, those kinds of things. I've suggested that every single time. It's a form you have to fill out, and I've suggested that every single time that they need to change that, and I haven't seen them do that yet. But that's like telling them to change their office back culture. That's not going to happen. But anyway. Wonder what he means on the time frame. We are about to release a comprehensive update of the underlying code of the app. So I wonder... Tomorrow. Tomorrow. We thought about this ahead of time. I would have gotten into a voice chat with Mario and Juby, and we could have been talking while this whole thing was happening. Maybe we still can. That would be quite funny. Then again, as soon as this is over, I'm going back to bed. So maybe not. All right, here comes Cloud. They say these things are always going to go 30 minutes, but they go longer. I think Cloud really enjoys them, so he takes his time. Maybe we'll get an answer here now. Or he's still answering Mario's questions. Probably still answering Mario's questions. That's one of the reasons why I like Cloud. He just, answer number 1. My question was, are there plans for ammunition this year? And if so, are true bombs included? Answer number 1. Bomb launchers and bomb ammunitions might be released within 2 months. Ammunition for other weapons is still in developer plans. Answer number 2, maybe in the same way like nanocores. Bomb launchers and bomb ammunition might be released within 2 months. I can just hear Muffin right now, just going crazy. Just going absolutely crazy over that. And as far as the implants, yeah, I like the way they did the new nanocores. It took away that first roll that you can just go back and repackage and get perfect, because you'd always get back 100% of your balls. But yeah. They even broke it down as how they would do it for the implants. Free 70%, R 90%, maybe also ISK. Huh. Because it's 10 bill right now for the nanocores, which you have to have that pretty high level in order to make that worth it, honestly. So that's pretty cool. I just want to get those compilers back out of the shit implants I'm not using and throw them into the ones that I am. I mean, some people are like, yeah, you want the spread, though. You want the spread. It's like, yeah, of course I want the spread. But I also want to... Yeah, those are the current values. Yeah, correct, Cloud. But yeah, no, it's about the spread. I mean, a new implant comes along, and you've got level 30 of something you're no longer using. Just move that level 30 from there to the other one, and off you, and maybe spend $5 billion, and off you go, right? So, and all those clone bound stuff you throw into there too. But I mean, eventually you're going to want to have level 30 on every single implant just because of the buff it gives for your shields and your armor. But that's not the point. The point is an implant comes around new, like the tactical defense one, and you want to dump stuff into it right now. So, yeah, bombs would be fantastic. Cannot wait. Maybe in the next 2 months. Wow. Question 1. Are there any plans to add... This is from Mira. Are there any plans to add non-clone bound skill extractors and injectors to the game to help new players catch up with older players? And question number 2. EE is getting costlier to play with each update. With steadily rising barriers to entry for new players, what are plans to attract new players to retain players who are on a smaller budget? All right. Before Cloud gets to either one of these, let's talk about the first one. Non-clone bound skill extractors and injectors. Well, they have skill extractors. They're called Lazarus units. They have skill injectors. It's called buying more skill points. I mean, they have mechanisms for both of these things right now. I feel like maybe that's a slightly lost opportunity for a question. Doesn't mean I don't want those things like they have over in EVE Online, but they have them. That's what Lazarus units are. That's what just buying more skill points are. And they're giving those away like candy on the Concord Pass now. I'm sure most of you who are listening to this show have realized just how heavily weighted that sucker is to the skill points. I don't know about the Lazarus units. I haven't added those up. But on the skill point side, I mean, it's worth just buying that for $10 for the Concord Pass. That's actually more valuable and gives you more skill points than Duo Omega does. So just pay for basic Omega in the game, pay that $10 on your Concord pass, and you get more skill points than you would have had you just bought Duo Omega, which is a difference of $10 versus $15. So if you want to look at it that way, this game got cheaper. I mean, that's really what happened. So, which to Mira's second point, getting costlier with each update. I mean, I don't know what that means. I actually don't know what that means, because you're spending less money per month now. You can anyway. Obviously, Plex has gone up. So if you're trying to buy Plex or in game, then that's more costly, right? But it's still $5 for basic, and now it's only $10 for Concord, to get your even more skill points you would in a month than you would with Duo Omega. So I look at that as kind of it being a little cheaper. It's cheaper for you in game. You're not trying to make enough money to pay for Duo Omega in game, because you don't need to do that anymore. Just basic, and then go and get the Concord for the $10. But like I said, anyway, I'm repeating myself. I do agree with part of that question, though, Mira, that the game is following the same progression that EVE Online did. Progressively more complicated over time. Progressively more things you have to learn faster over time. Progressively more difficult PvP. You've got people that have been playing the game since launch who are not only skills-wise, ship-wise, but experience-wise, are going to outclass you the moment you undock, and there's nothing you can do about that. Same problem with any other MMO that's been around for more than a couple of years. Like, this is the way it is. So there does need to be something to do with new players. Let's see. Cloud comes back and says, question number 1, no plan. New players earn ISK at a slower rate, and skill extractors and injectors are obviously not affordable for new players. We will change the rewards for encounters and novice tasks to add more skill points and ships. Yeah, some of the stuff I talked about with the new PvE in previous AMAs or previous conversations we've had, they wanted to change up the missions a little bit. They wanted to refresh those and make those interesting again. And some of the not just like the main missions, like the ones you got with the hair day and stuff like that. I mean, like the actual missions on the mission board. So other missions like that too. It would be nice to have some new, fresh PvE, which they're going to have to launch something different with that for Titans. They're just going to have to. There's no way around it. They're going to need to do something different there, because there's going to have to be Titan NPCs. Where are they going to throw those ships at right now? Throw them in CTRs maybe? I don't know. That'd be pretty interesting. Maybe throw them in a DR. I don't know. But that doesn't make any sense. They're not throwing in a DR. Taylor needs coffee. Good Lord. Yeah, it does, Mario. Skill points for doing encounters. Low level ones. Here's 5,000. Right. Remember that joke when the phones were overheating from graphics and everybody was rewarded like, were we rewarded heavy water? Or was it Ionic Solutions or something? Coolant. We were awarded 100 coolant. The actual PI. And they didn't make it clone bound. All right, answer to his second question. The top 2 are Plex, Omega, and Battleship Driving. What? Let's go back to Mira's question. EE is getting costlier to play with each update, with steadily rising barriers to entry for new players. What are plans to attract new players and retain players who are on a smaller budget? And the answer was the top 2 are Plex Omega and Battleship Driving, We will gradually remove the tech level requirements for non-capital ships. Yeah, they've been talking about that for a while. I think they couldn't do that before. They literally couldn't do that. They would have to rewrite the entire code of the game in order to do that. And now they're apparently doing that. They're rewriting the code of the game in order to remove those tech barriers. That's amazing. That's amazing. And we've already seen them do that with changing things that were like Mark 9, Mark 7 to prototype. So obviously there's ways to get around that by changing tech levels. I don't know if that means they're going to have prototype battleships now, and leave the other battleships at their tech levels, like they did with they did that with the cloaking devices. Even they did it with modules. So that amazing. Sorry, forgot my S. Whatever. I'm tired. You'll forgive me. Double check this is still recording. The whole time I'm talking to myself and nothing's recording. No, it's good. We're good. That'd be hilarious. I would laugh so hard. Juby's up next. Removing non-capital ships. I really want to see. Yeah, you know what that's gonna mean if they do that on the mining side. Even you're gonna have so many alts in this game all of a sudden. More alts. Oh, good grief. I need another device as it is. I can't use all my alts at once if I don't go get another device. One of these days I'm gonna have to go and get a third fucking phone. God. I know guys who are doing this with multiple phones at once. Like seriously, like multiple phones at once. Some of these are indie guys, so it's a little different, but that's always kind of fun to talk to an indie guy who's literally hopping, log in, log out on one phone, because the same login has 3 accounts, but they're all indie accounts and they all do the exact same thing, just building or just whatever, just PI. It's crazy. Totally crazy. But they can be self-sustaining. PI prices are as such where 555 PI tune can be completely self-sustaining. So not hard to do. I had a guy in my corp we used to play the game with. He's moved on doing other games now, but his goal with his 4 tunes was to get to where they were all self-sustaining, so he wasn't having to pay, for Omega every month. And he could never get it to that point. And this was, like a year and 2 months ago probably that he quit. Sometime around like March of last year or something. But he could never get it to that point. And I finally one day I just asked him, I'm like, dude, why can you not get it to that point? Like you're doing a ton of PI. Just sell the PI and buy the Plex and you're done. And he's like, yeah, but I need that PI for other stuff. Yeah. So you're wanting to like get the Plex and the basic Omega for these. No, it's got to be dual Omega. Okay, but you're not willing to sell anything you're farming? Well, no, I need that for making stuff. Well, then how the hell, like the fallacy of the whole premise there was just gone right out the window. It's like, dude, man. But he's like, yeah, but I don't want to farm to not get ahead and not progress. It's like, well, then you need to pay for the account. I mean, what? Oh, well, anyway. I can hear people now. No one wants to listen to Half Asleep Taylor while they watch someone type 1 word a minute. I mean, I don't either. At this point, I don't want to be here either. Oh, good Lord. Thank God Juby posted a question. Holy shit. He's already said in our chats ahead of time that I was going to rip his questions alive. I don't even know what these questions are. I didn't see them until just, holy shit. Are we going to have cross-platform play available. PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, PC, those types of devices, for example, at some point. I have heard that it could be fun if people can play with each other with any gaming platform. I don't know. I don't think you can port this to a non. How would you play this game on a Switch? It's not a touch screen. There's no mouse. I don't think you can do that. It's already on PC. It's called emulators. I don't think you can do that with the PlayStations or Nintendos, and nor do you want to go through the hoops of the licensing, all the bullshit there with that. I don't think that's even possible. We'll see what he says, but I would be absolutely shocked if that's even. Yeah, there's no way that's possible. You have to have a touchscreen. There's too much shit going on the screen. Or at least an emulator with a mouse, right? So it doesn't. None of that makes sense. I don't get that part of it. But oh well. Anyway, Juby's second question. I would love to have something similar to EO advertisement videos. The Scope, for example, that would showcase the new features and content, maybe with a cool trailer for every new update. Yeah, I know. This Equinox update that's going on right now on EVE Online. Granted, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of energy to put together those promos. And they don't tell you how things are going to work, because that's like a famous thing now in all versions of EVE. We are not going to tell you how anything works. We're not even going to explain the updates very well. We're going to be cagey about that on purpose, because the whole point of this game is you have to figure this shit out for yourself. That's it. And that's fine. I love it that way. That's one of the things I love about this game. We're all learning this shit together, figuring it out. Making fun of the guys who haven't figured it out yet. I mean, that's just everyone versus everyone. You're going to hear some noise here in a second because I didn't plug this laptop in ahead of time, and it's going to die. I don't know why, but it is what it is. We'll see what Cloud comes back and says. I'm sure Cloud will say there's no way to put this on the PlayStation. Here comes Cloud now. But I do agree, Juby. There needs to be some advertising. There needs to be some hype over updates. There needs to be new players in the game, period. And there are. There are actually new players in this game. There are people starting to play this game every day. I don't know how big those numbers are. I think that's a question that needs to be asked during one of these AMAs. Will we ever get to the point to where when we log into the Aurora server, in our login screen, it'll tell us how many active pilots are logged in? They know that. They know that. They have that number. I think that would go a very long way to easing some people's fear that this game is just flat out dying. I would agree that we're losing a lot of very experienced and veteran pilots all across the map. Not quite on a daily basis, but every month we're losing some very good long-term pilots, and that's not a good thing, but that's also a normal thing. And sometimes it's healthy to take a step back and just stop playing the game for a couple of months and come back fresh. I mean, it's a game. Enjoy it. That's why we play it. We play it because we enjoy it. We'll see what... There are no plans anytime soon. It's hard to say in the future. Yeah, I don't think they can do that. Question number 2, answer is this is handled by someone in another department. I'm not sure. Yeah, Cloud doesn't have anything to do with that kind of stuff. So what, Juby? I mean, not bad thoughts, Juby. Not bad thoughts. See what Mario says. What, Juby? Devs and publicity are two different departments with different plans. Yeah, we're aware. We know. Juby doesn't. Oh, Lord. That's hilarious. Wasn't there a fourth person? Oh, I guess that was all four. That was all four. Duh. See, I'm totally not awake. And thanks, Kat. We'll see how they end this or cut this off. So, big takeaways. Bombs coming in the next 2 months with bomb launchers and ammunition for those bombs. But no other ammunition, just those for now. Titans are TBD, which I think that was probably the smart answer from Cloud, even if they're coming in September, October. That's interesting. But new PvE coming, possibility of implants getting reprocessed coming, pulling some of those compilers back out of them. I would like to know if there's going to be a specialized GU for these tactical implants. That was the first question I came up with or thought about was that, but I figured like that was kind of an inevitable thing that we know GUs are coming for those. That's not going to stay like that forever where there's no GUs. But yep. Thanks, Kat. Kat says, thank you for your enthusiasm and time. This is the end of the AMA moment. Hope these contents can be helpful with our Eve Echo's future improvements. 100%. 100%. Good stuff, guys. Let's see how this ends before I go and just close it out on my end. I don't want to miss anything juicy that might come up. So yeah, going back over it, we've got Fortizar Keepstars definitely getting released first. I would imagine by August. That might be part of the anniversary update. We don't know, but that's what that kind of is starting to feel like now is that Titans are going to be in the fall, which is fine. Comprehensive update for underlying code coming. Planning large-scale content is influenced by many factors. Yep, we got the bomb launchers within the next 2 months. And maybe they'll do the repackaging of implants the same way they did with nanocores. And then, of course, the rest of it, breaking down the tier levels for battleships, for just getting rid of tier levels altogether, gradually removing those for non-capital ships. That's great. That speeds up new players' development. And no plans anytime soon for cross-platform with other devices like Steam Decks or Switches or whatever. Steam Deck might, you still need a touchscreen, I think. And then, of course, nothing on the advertisements because Cloud doesn't do that. And that is the end of our June 4th AMA. I think it was a good one. So, all fun. I am going to end the recording now and post it up somewhere. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the patience of listening to me meander along for 45 freaking minutes while I'm exhausted and need coffee. But hey, look what I do for everybody. Come on, I'm doing this for all of us. Not just Silent. I'm doing this for all of us. Love you guys. Talk to you later.